moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation, long suppressed, finds utterance.
I understand you got a first look at Sid Meier's Civilization 5 in San Francisco recently. What do you think?
Very true. I was honored to get to see it. First thing I did at GDC, I went up to this place where they were showing Civ 5, and I'm a huge fan of the Civilization series. So for me, that was one of the high points of the whole San Francisco adventure. So we got to see the new build, the latest build of the new game, and they have only recently announced it. So it was pretty much a first look, and we got a presentation of how the new systems work with the hexes and the new cities and how the new units work. So got a pretty comprehensive look at the game.
What are the major differences compared to the previous installments of the series?
Well, I mean, Civilization 4 was a great game. I think that the producer said something about, you know, people ask us why would we make Civilization 5, because Civilization 4 was just perfect. But they actually have made a number of pretty huge changes. I mean, the basic concept, of course, is the same. You take a settler, you start civilization, you grow it, and you try to conquer the world. However, it used to be that the tiles were, you could walk in 4 directions. Now it's hexes, so there's 6 directions, and it also means that everywhere you go on the map is like it's the same distance regardless of how you move, which changes the tactics quite a bit. And the fact that they have removed, you used to be able to stack up units in one square or one tile, and that's no longer possible. There's only 1 unit per tile, and that totally changes the way you play the game, because you know, it's going to be much more important with powerful units and units that you sort of build up in time, rather than, you know, just stacking a huge amount of units in order to defend some place. And also the fact that the cities can no longer hold any units is a major difference in how you do your tactics, because you're going to have to put out a defense surrounding your cities and build fortifications and work that way, instead of just stacking a lot of units in your city and then making sure that it's, you know, your defenses are built up so that it works. So that's a very big difference, actually.
One thing that Firaxis has been having is improved interaction with the leaders. How does that work?
Basically, what they've done now is that you have a fully animated leader in a room, and you get to see their whole body language, and there are a little bit more characters in the game. For me, it's not a big deal, and not a very important thing. I don't really care about them. I just want to conquer them and take them down. I don't really interact with them, but you have basically the same basic things you can do. But the idea is that the leaders this time around will have more of an agenda. Right? They will be able to sort of play nice, but have a different agenda. They will be able to, you know, you will get to see a little few more subtle differences, and the diplomacy has been increased somewhat. But you know, for me, that's not a major thing in the series, but it is something that they put effort into. Yeah, and they will also speak the correct languages. So when you get to Bismarck, he's going to speak, you know, German and so on and so forth, and that's probably going to be good for a few laughs.
Graphics may not be important in this genre, but how does it look?
Well, it isn't important, you know, and it's meant to be played at, you know, basically any computer that runs. You know, you don't want to have a Civilization come out and then people with older computers can't play it. So yes, it's not a main thing, but the graphics are pretty nice. It looks much more natural, and you know, I think they said something about they want to have it look like if you have a satellite view of actual Earth. And the fact that they use hexes now makes the geographical features more realistic and flowing, and less sort of digital, you know. So it means that they can actually form more credible land masses and lakes and oceans and so forth. So It looks way better than it used to. That's one thing I know, but still, you know, it's a 4X game. It's not really why we play it.
Anything you'd like to add?
Well, it's just one of those games that you know, playing is really what it's all about. You know, seeing a presentation, talking to a producer, you know, it certainly looks like perhaps the biggest leap in the series so far. I mean, there's been a few major leaps, but this one really, you know, it's going to play very differently than the other installments, and you know, even though the same basics that we love are the same, it's going to be very exciting to get my. I'm very excited to get my hands on it. Yeah.
I have witnessed the tremendous energy of the masses. On this foundation, it is possible to accomplish any task whatsoever.